ProStart is about advanced skill development, but from a general practice base.
ProStart Anesthetics is basically when you're working in general practice, you get to attend anaesthetics sessions run by GPs. I attended them up in Loxton with the local general practitioners there, and it just gives you an insight into what anaesthetics training is like and building up some skills in anaesthetics.
The idea with it is not so much that at the end of doing ProStart in anaesthetics that you'd be able to give unsupervised anaesthetics. It's more to give registrars a solid grounding in that skill, so that instead of then having to spend 12 months in a teaching hospital getting all the knowledge and skills to be able to give unsupervised anaesthetics, they might only need to spend 9 or 6.
We hope at the end of that time that the registrar will have done a number of things, and the first thing is they will have developed really good airway management skills, which are key both to anaesthetics and to emergency medicine. We hope they develop some understanding of anaesthesia and the techniques involved, and to some extent of the physiology and physics, but more importantly the practical stuff. And we hope that a certain number of them will actually be interested enough at the end of that to say, yeah, this is for me, I'd like to practice GP anaesthetics.
So it gives us experience in anaesthetics where it's supervised by one of the GP anaesthetists that works in sort of the practice that you're working in. There are set modules where we go through different aspects of anaesthetics. So there's sort of the readings and just the background information, but there's also the hands-on things where we attend anaesthetic lists, do the procedures, run through what we've learnt, apply it sort of practically as well. And that's actually the general practice side of anaesthetics rather than the hospital side of anaesthetics.
It was good because it worked in around my general practice consulting times, and you just got so much experience in terms of anaesthetic management of patients, management of airways, so that when you were on call and dealing with like a trauma such as a road accident patient, then you had the airway skills to be able to deal with that. So it was good not just for the anaesthetics itself, but also the skills that you use in the rest of your general practice.
I presented ProStart and GP Start in Brisbane to a group of rural training providers, and it seemed to strike a chord initially because that conference was largely rurally based. The procedural stuff, the ProStart, was received somewhat as a revelation. This seemed to be an opportunity for rural training providers to say, yeah, we could formalise this program, we could actually encourage guys into their practices rather than having to take them out of the practice into teaching hospitals, with the potential of losing them at that point as well. It seemed also that other training providers then were able to think about the bits that were missing or in their program much the same way that we did, and came to an understanding that it was very unstructured, and the lack of structure was actually a problem for registrars. And although that was known, it wasn't really being talked about. So this suddenly, made people think, well, hang on, maybe this does answer the problems that we're having.
You've got to keep moving forward. I mean, you've got to move forward with the technology as well as, the curriculum components and how you deliver them.
We see ourselves as a leader in the development of those resources.
Anything that we can do to encourage GP registrars to participate in procedural training is a really good thing.
I hope that just having done the ProStart anaesthetics and done it successfully will enable them to receive some priority in terms of getting positions in anaesthetic training down the track.